Faced with the vastness of the land of the Spirit, the seminary in Beit Jala, Palestine, has been striving for decades to train labourers for the fields of the Lord. The harvest is plentiful, and despite the lack of vocations in recent times, the Institute remains committed and confident in the Lord. As long as Jesus Christ is with us, and He is yesterday, today and tomorrow, we need not be afraid. Jesus Christ taught us that the problem is not quantity but quality. Jesus revolutionized the whole world with 12 disciples, one of whom betrayed Him, while some left Him and others doubted His existence. But since we do not rely on our own strength but on the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, we should not be afraid. The duty to encourage vocations falls on the shoulders of the entire Christian community, but the source of vocation calls is one. The first one to call is God, and He always calls all men. In the book of Genesis, God seeks out sinful Adam, saying, "Adam, where are you?" God comes calling and seeking the man. The psalmist says, "If you listen to His voice, you do not harden your hearts." When I heard the voice of God, I accepted the call and came to the seminary. I'm very happy with my life in the seminary and happy with my vocation, and I wish to do this apostolic work in the Lord's field to spread salvation to humanity. If someone hears God's call, I encourage him to come to the seminary. The lack of vocations is evident if we look at the recent past. In the 1950s in the West, there was a priest for every 400 Catholics. Today the ratio is one priest for every 2,000 Catholics. But the situation in the East is different, as we can find priests serving parishes of only 30 families. Father Bougie says the biggest factor in the lack of vocations is the crisis of faith. I think that what is happening in the West and what is causing the crisis of faith is the separation between the practical life and the life of faith, which creates a duality in man himself. Father Bougie believes that priests should go in search of the sheep. We are used to the culture of the bell, whereby the bell rings and calls believers to come to the church. But in today's world, the priest is called to be a kind of mobile bell, that is, to be the sound of the bell and the link to the people who do not hear the bell, to remind them of God's presence in their lives. Every year between 30 and 40 students enter the minor seminary, while only 1 or 2 of them then go on to the major seminary. The path to the priesthood is certainly arduous, but also interesting. The Bible reads, "Taste and see how good the Lord is. Blessed is the man who takes refuge in Him." We see God first of all in the community life we live, in the people we live with, through our studies, and we see Him in the pastoral work we do during our time as we experience service in parishes. It takes courage, and may those watching us today try to be courageous and do something great with their lives. A great man is great in love and courage.
عظيم في قرار محبة وشجاعة.